Describe the evolution and development and growth of you and your brothers throughout this season, Dallas.
I mean, just being with the guys every day, we bond every day on and off the field, so that's very important. But, everything that we do off the field, all the extra activity we stuff and do off the field, it kind of translates on the field, so we all on the same page as a defense and as an offense, too, as a team as one. But, just all the doubt we had, at the beginning of the season and stuff like that, all the things we overcame and stuff, it's a blessing,
To me, this game tonight looked like an old-school fist fight.
Yeah.
How do you describe this game this evening?
I mean, we knew who we was playing. Everybody knew we was playing. Everybody knows it's going to be a game and stuff like that. But, we just had to execute and do what we do best. Do what we do better than what they do good. So,
You've been here for a long time. You're one of the veteran upperclassmen players. What do you believe you guys showed America tonight, Dallas?
And we going to always prove the naysayers wrong. Wank.
That was a substantial motivating factor for you guys this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's just all the adversity we faced in the beginning of the season. I feel like it brought us more together as a team. So, we really just had to grind and, just handle our business and execute and do what we had to do.
Congratulations. Enjoy this, young man.
Thank you for joining us. You're hugging Tim Tebow. Why?
I grew up a huge Tim Tebow fan, He was at Walter Camp in New Haven, Connecticut. That's where I'm from, born and raised. And I had just missed him. I think I got to his line a little late, and I was like, man, I can't wait till I meet Tim Tebow. So it's
great.
Better time than now.
You said 14 years later, huh?
14 years later, I've been waiting on it.
After you got a championship.
Hey,
let's go, man. Congratulations. There's not many guys that can make Tim look small. Hey, tell us about that. I was most impressed by y'all up front. No doubt. Man, that defensive front from Georgia. You guys pushed them all game. How did you go into that game with confidence, and how did you execute to that level?
It's just what JC and I talked about from the beginning of the season. We want to make people quit. We want to impose our will. It took us a little while to get there, but that was just our identity as an offensive line. That was our mindset from the jump. So to be able to do that on the biggest stage, it means a lot. It don't matter where you start, it matters where you finish at.
Book, tell me about that last drive. Before you guys go out, I saw you guys get into a huddle. Just offense. Before you took that field, you guys come out, quarterback run, really sealed the game. Yeah. What was that conversation on that sideline, and what kind of confidence did you walk out there on that field with?
Conversation on the sideline was just to finish, and I told Jalen personally, I said, it's 2 minutes and 52 seconds until you're an Alabama legend.
Woo!
Yes. You know what I mean? Only a few people get to say that. So we just went out there and finished and executed. This is what we worked for. This is what we really dreamed of, and really got to give us 2 more games to show it.
There we go.
Okay. Hey, really fast.
There it is.
You don't go anywhere. Jalen Milroe and Coach Saban are going to come join us in just a little bit, too. We're going to get them mic'd up. But we're going to continue on with you. Just one more question before we get them on. Just what does it mean to be an SEC champion with this team, and how much you guys have been through this year?
And the comeback this year, from the loss to now. How special is that for you, man?
It just really means everything, Everybody wrote us off, and we didn't write back.
Yay! Geno Smith, let's go.
That's amazing,
Just to come out and show who we are as a team. We aren't who we were on week 2. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're a much better team. I feel like we're one of the best 4 teams in the country, and the committee just has to give us the opportunity to show that.
Congratulations once again. Look, we appreciate you coming up here. There we go. Hey, Jalen, just while you're standing there, we saw you getting emotional with Marty earlier. How would you describe, now that you've had a little bit more time to think about this, what it means to be an SEC champion with this team?
Well, it's just been a long process, a long journey that just took place to get to this moment.
Yeah.
And you just got to be appreciative of all what took place, And I just can't thank the guys in the locker room because they've done nothing but support me along the journey, and then also we do acknowledge that what took place, and with all the doubt that took place throughout the offseason, man, to just now achieve this means the world.
Talk about your offensive line play
here
tonight.
Just want my seat.
Yeah, our offensive line did a really good job. I think the biggest thing with those guys is they had singular focus, and they're just worrying about just executing the task at hand, and that's what allowed us to elevate each and every time because those guys had the right mindset.
Nick Saban joining us up here as well. Coach, what can you say about the performance of Jalen Milroe in this game and to get to this point?
Well, he's done a great job for us all year, but in this game, I think there were 2 fantastic drives. The drive right before the half, made some great throws. A couple guys made some great catches. And then when the game got 2017, made some big-time plays, and that's what big-time players do. They make great plays when you need them, and Jalen certainly did that tonight.
Jalen, I got to say, you're personally one of my favorite players, and it's because you've just battled all year And when there was times you could have got down, you didn't. You believed in yourself. You believed in that you had a purpose here, that you could accomplish it. You've overcome so much, and I love watching you play, and I love that you play your best in the biggest moments. It doesn't always start fast, but then you're like, he's going to make a play, and you saw that today. And can you just talk about what it means from the start of the season and going through some of those lows and bouncing back, and to now, in my opinion, being one of the best players in the country?
The biggest thing you have to have is singular focus and have the right support system around me. And I take a lot of pride in the people that was around me throughout the whole season. You know, I got to credit Coach Saban because, you know, he has uplifted me throughout this whole journey. And then I also have to credit my teammates in the locker room, and also my family, because I couldn't do it without anyone. You know, so the biggest thing I have to acknowledge is that it wasn't just me. You know, it was a lot of people that allowed me to grow each and every day, and I just try to find new things to improve on, and that's 100% true. And then I try to do that as much as possible.
Coach Saban, you just knocked off the #1 team in the country. You're the SEC champion. Should you be in the college football playoff?
Well, I think we won the SEC, and I think there's 5 teams in the top 15, 4 of them that we played. We beat the best team that the committee said was the best team, #1 team. So that won 29 games in a row. So, and maybe we passed the eye test tonight, I don't know. But if you really want the 4 best teams in the playoff, then I think our team deserves to be one of those 4 teams. So it's the whole body of work. You know, a lot of people talk about Texas. You lost to Texas. We lost to Texas. We weren't the same team then as we are now.
Yep.
So I mean, you got to look at the whole body of work.
For the record, we agree. So.
I got a question for Coach.
Go ahead,
Coach. Going into this game, Carson Beck hadn't been hit all year. And so I knew you guys were going to try to affect this quarterback in some kind of way. Could you maybe hint or let us know what the mindset was, the game plan, to go about trying to affect this quarterback with the rush and coverage? What were you guys thinking? When do you think you guys were successful at that?
Yeah, well, I think we were successful after the first drive.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of changed it up. We were trying to play odd, thinking we couldn't stop the run unless we played odd.
Okay.
They kept putting the formation in the boundary, motion into the field. So now we got Dallas Turner walked out, who's the best rusher we got.
Doesn't make sense.
And he's walked out in the slot.
Yep.
So after that first drive, I told the coaches, I said, look, play 40 and play split safeties.
Yep.
Don't worry about pressuring, because if we rush 4 guys, we'll get pressure on the quarterback and affect them, but we'll be able to stay top and bottom on these guys all the time. And 19's not going to kill us, and 84's not going to kill us. And other than the one big play they made when they ran a force and go into the boundary over there, and #1 caught it.
Misplayed it.
Yeah, we misplayed it. But other than that, we took the big plays away, and I thought played really well.
A couple DB guys right here. Jalen, have you seen your family yet? Have you seen your parents?
I have not.
Okay, what are you going to say to them when you see them? I'm sure they're going to be so proud.
Well, we're probably going to have an emotional moment, but first I'm going to tell them I love them.
I love it. Hey, I got one question for you guys real quick. I loved that you kept gap scheme QB run till the very end off the jet sweep, and then you did off the toss. I
hadn't seen it all year.
I don't believe we've seen those looks the entire season. And we talked about it a bunch pregame, that those were some of the things that we thought would really make a difference against Georgia, and you kept them for the last drive.
Yeah, well, I think Tommy did a good job of having those tools in the box, because we needed them, because we didn't need to be giving them the ball back for sure. And I think we did a great job of executing. The offensive line did a good job. Jalen did a good job. And that was they had trouble with some of those kind of plays against Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So, but to your point, you got the 2 quarterbacks over here. You got the 2 DB guys over here.
I like it. I'm with the DBs. Okay?
Coach knows you speak my language when he starts. I know exactly what he's saying. He knows that.
All the quarterbacks, all 3 of them.
You stay over there, okay?
Hey, I got one question for you.
We have to go, Timmy. I'm so sorry. They've got to get out of here. We'll hopefully be seeing you guys soon.
Go see your family.
And we'll ask you all the questions in the world. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I love it so much. Just makes you so proud of the young man. Shoot, I get emotional watching him.
Me too.
Because he's someone that didn't let other people define him, and it's so easy right now in our society to let other people tell us what we should go after, what we should adapt to, or what our dreams should be. And he didn't listen to other people. He believed in himself, and regardless of the success or not, it is so important that we say chase your dreams. but have the courage to at least run after them, and he did. And I just think it's just one of the best stories in college football. It's an incredible young man. Every time he walks in a room, he brightens it. I mean, he's a joy-filled, incredible young man that honestly, from the time he got on campus, most of what we heard a lot of analysts say is, oh, he ain't going to be a quarterback. He ain't going to be a quarterback. He ain't going to be a quarterback. And what has he done? He's beat the #1 team in the country, and he's the MVP because he believed in himself. And I would even go as far as to say, I don't even believe his own coaching staff for a while truly believed in him. But they adapted to him, and this is the outcome. I'm just so proud of him.
You know, Tim and I were talking at halftime, and he was saying how much of a fan he has grown to be because of Jalen Milroe, his story, and how easy it is to get behind people when they are doubted or they are the underdog, and all they do is never waver. They continue to fight, continue to scratch and claw, because Tim said it's personal for him because people always didn't like how Tim Tebow did it as well. There is no perfect formula to success. It comes in all different shapes, forms, and fashions, and right now we're seeing this Alabama team not look like how we have traditionally used to seeing them. They're still finding ways to come together, be the tightest knit team, and also winning the biggest games in the biggest ways. And it's really, really incredible to see. I love him getting emotional because that is a human element that we don't see so often from these players underneath the helmet. We're supposed to be all big and tough, but that is beautiful when you actually show yourself.
How much it means to him, how much he cares, right? And you also see the weight that he was carrying for a long time, right? And handling all of that. And he just did it so well.